Everyone, Dave here with Half Dozen Customs. Did a little work off camera. I think last video I left off with us welding everything up. I believe we finished welding up the inside on the last time I recorded. So I grinded everything down nice and clean inside and out. I figured you guys watched me grind down the other side. Plenty of other videos of me grinding metal, so please check out some of our other videos. And then I got this mounted back up, drilled all the holes, the new holes in the bed side, got this mounted back up, and I'm ready to start stripping this. I'm going to use the burnishing tool. This is from Harbor Freight, or a couple $100. It's called it's also a conditioning tool, a resurfacer tool. They go by a couple different names, but works great. It's what we're going to use. So let's get to it. Thanks for joining us. I may have talked about this in other videos, but just to kind of recap on it. The reason I'm using this thing is because there's so much Bondo on this vehicle. My mud hog, regular sanders, grinders, it's just taking way too long to try and get everything off of these, off of the entire truck. So I went and picked up one of these, and this does the job. So. Okay, I'm back. I weighed that part. So how I can't weigh everything, but stuff like that I can weigh. How I do it is, I have one of those, I don't know, it's just a home scale for weighing yourself, but it's one of those glass digital ones. And what I do is I weigh myself first, and then I pick up the part and I weigh myself again, and then I subtract the difference. So that thing weighed 15 pounds with me already stripping some off of it. So I'm gonna say that it was probably, somewhere between 15 and 16 pounds before I started. So, and then once I get it all stripped down to bare metal, I'll weigh myself again holding it, and we'll see what the difference is. So let's put it back on and get back to stripping. Okay, back to making dust. Back to making this thing lighter. All that got taken off there. You guys seen that, right? That was a lot. This thing's straight. There might be a little bit down here in this corner, a little bit. It's pretty straight. No reason for all that. Okay, we're done with the burnishing tool now. I'm gonna sneak up on the rest with just a grinder. There's not much left. Inch and a half, maybe just around the edge. Some of it I'll have to do on the table, but I'll do as much as I can while it's mounted to the truck. That way I ain't trying to fight to hold it and grind at the same time. Okay, camera died. Other one got it, but you guys over here died while I was in the middle of that. I don't know how far you guys made it, but I pretty much ran around to the other side, and then I cleaned up that rust hole that's down there on the bottom. So we got this guy. He's nasty. He's a patch that somebody put in there, and I don't know. They did a cave-in pave, I guess, but that's bad. And then there's this guy, which he is also a patch. You can see where they originally cut it out and put a new piece in. So so there's 3 patches that I'm gonna do. There's also, I'll show you guys this one up here too. So there's that one. That's I think it might be a patch as well, or it's just a weld that has been rotting around it. It was on the other side as well, but I think on the other side, if I remember correctly, I'd have to maybe go back and look at pictures or look at the video. It was the same thing, but I think they patched it on that side. This side looks like it might just be a booger weld. I could be wrong. It could be like that on the other side too, but It's where there's that box that I built on the other side that matches these. From the factory, they have them in the middle, and the fender bolts up through it. So, you know, you can see in that video that it's all rusted and pitty and pinholed around it, and then they welded up the hole that the bolt went through. Now I didn't put that back in on the other side because, you know, you can see obviously it's a problemed area. It's where water gets in and just sits, so it rots out. So I didn't do it on the other side. I'm not planning on doing it on this side. We're just gonna cut it out. We'll weld in a new piece, and it disappears. So, and then I'll cut out this whole section. I'll cut out that whole section, and we'll put some new metal in. So as of right now, what I see is there's 3 patches that need to be done, and then there is some areas. There's this area down here. It's about the size of maybe a softball. It looks like it was dented in at one point in time, and somebody kind of half-ass hammered it out. And that right there is the only reason that I see that there was any Bondo over here whatsoever. Like I said, it seems like there's a little bit down here, but I think that is caused by this here. This just feels like it's a little bit of a low spot, not a dent, just a little bit of a low spot. And I bet you once I hammer and dolly this out down here, it'll straighten this out too. So, and then there's along that back edge right there, there's some damage back there that needs to be hammered and dollied out. But other than that, I see no reason for all the Bondo that they put on here. So, I mean, that was crazy thick over here. You guys seen it. I mean, and that's why I had to go buy that burnishing tool, because the entire vehicle's like that. And everything that I stripped the Bondo off of, there's no reason for it. Every time I strip it off, it's like, there's a little ding this big in the middle of a panel that's an inch thick of Bondo. Like, what was, I don't mean to be dissing anybody else's work, but, the dude was Bondo happy. I mean, he just kept putting it on and putting it on and putting it on. It's like he put it on to fix a dent and then made the panel so out of whack with the Bondo that he just kept putting more Bondo on and more Bondo on and more Bondo on until he got it straight. With, where if you would have just, you didn't even have to hammer the ding out, but just fill that ding. That's all you needed to do. You didn't have to, coat the entire fender because of a dent that's this big on it. So, and of course there was this here as well, which was pretty bad, but they didn't even have as much Bondo around that as they did for this softball sized dent down here that looks like they attempted to hammer it out. So, just mind-blowing to me. It just amazes me. I get a kick out of stripping down older vehicles like this that have been worked on, because it's very interesting to see how other people do their work. So, and don't get me wrong, this thing was rough when it came in here, but it looked like at one point in time this thing looked like a nice vehicle. And I don't doubt that. I'm sure when this thing rolled out of that shop when it was done, I'm sure it was beautiful. I'm sure the guy that owned it was tickled pink with it, and at the end goal, that guy reached a complete vehicle. It's just crazy how much he did to accomplish that. So, but anyways, enough complaining about all the Bondo that's on this thing. I think I'm gonna do this repair here, and I'm gonna do the repair in the back while this thing is still mounted to the truck. That way I kind of got a holder, you know. I don't have to worry about the thing flopping around or moving around on me. So I think that's gonna be my next step. I think I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna blow myself off, blow the truck off, blow the cameras off. Everything is wasted in here, but I still got to grind up this lip around here. I got to finish grinding up against the back of the bed. I'm about a 1/4 inch away from the edge. I didn't want to go all the way to the edge so that I wasn't grinding on the bedside there. So, and then I got to grind the whole back where it actually mounts to the bed. I know on the other one there was an 1/8 inch of Bondo all the way around that as well. So I'm sure this one's the same. You know, why'd you Bondo around the backside where it actually bolts to the vehicle? Like, no reason for that, but somebody did it. So before I'm just saying that because before I start cleaning the mess that I created in the shop, I'm gonna finish creating the mess. But I'm gonna get these 2 patches done, and then we'll take the fender off over to the table. We'll finish stripping everything over there, and then I can clean up my shop. So, and hopefully I might have to look at the weather tomorrow. It's been cold and rainy here, so the last couple days, and I need to sandblast this fender. So hopefully tomorrow we got, you know, I don't care if it's cold out, I just don't want it rainy, so I can take the fender outside and get it sandblasted up. So fingers crossed it's decent tomorrow. But yeah, let me take a quick break and blow me off and blow the truck off, and we'll get to cutting out these patches and making some new ones. So okay, so back out here to try and figure out what we're gonna do with this patch. The other patch I did on the other side was in the exact same spot, but it was smaller. And you know, our problem is that it's flat along this surface, but it curves up to this surface, curves this way. We have the lip here. The other side, I ended up doing it in 2 pieces due to that issue. So I'm probably just gonna do it in 2 pieces again. It just makes it so much easier. I'm sure, you know, the last time when I did that other side, I didn't have the English wheel. Sorry, I was just checking to see, make sure you guys could see me. I didn't have the English wheel, which is maybe a little bit of a help on this. I think, you know, for me to do this in 1 piece, I would probably need to use a burnishing hammer, and I would have to make a buck that fits this curve. But if I do it in 2 pieces, if I cut this guy out and I do a piece right through here through the flat spot, I can put it through the shrinker and stretcher to get this curve in there. And then, you know, this curve you know, I'll probably just bend it over one of my T-dollies or something, you know, to get that one. So, you know, I'm just trying to think, like, you know, do I attempt to do it in one piece again, or do I do it in two? I'm thinking we're just going to do it in the two, make it a little bit easier. So I guess, you know, first things first, we got to cut it out. So let's do that. Once we cut it out, there's no going back. Ow, poked myself right in the eye. Okay, there's a lot going on with this one. It's a lot bigger. So, you know, you can see I came out way farther than their patch that they originally made, due to the damage. I mean, there was still damage in there that they didn't cut out, or maybe it got put in after, you know, or it's part of their cave and pave, you know. Kind of hard to look at this piece and try and figure out what exactly it was that they were trying to do, but so much bigger piece. Let's I'm gonna start with this lower lip, and we'll get this lower lip made and put back in. Grab This is my scrap metal collection that that hurt. But this is a scrap metal from leftover from all the pieces that I made for this truck, or failed attempts. You know, not that this wasn't a failed attempt. This was my first attempt at the steps, and I wasn't happy with it. I felt that I could do a better job on it. But this will be a good piece to maybe start with here. Nothing gets wasted here. So I'm gonna cut this guy extra long just to be safe. Okay, so what we need to do here is, obviously, we gotta get it to curve. We are going to use this. So we need to get this to curve. So we're gonna put it in on the stretcher side. One side does have to curve a lot more than the other. We have a pretty healthy curve that we're gonna be getting in here. You know, I'm probably better if that's why they make them with wheels, right? Kind of matching it up to the other side and see where we're at. Lips a little bent out of shape there. Unfortunately, my shrinker over here, this is a Harbor Freight shrinker, and like the first time I used it, and I didn't catch it. I didn't catch it till way later. But these bottom jaws are two pieces, and they push together. On the shrinker, on the stretcher, they pull apart. But the top teeth that it's supposed to bite on the metal, the top one, it broke. And I didn't know. It was it was a new tool. I didn't catch that it broke. I didn't know that it was supposed to be one piece. So my shrinker, it works. It's just not right. So one of these days I gotta see if I can order some new teeth, or that's just a hair tooth. I gotta order some new teeth or something. So what happens is, because the two teeth on the top are broken, when you step on this, the top teeth are separating along with the bottom, which it's not supposed to do. And this chrome metal brace that's supposed to hold the teeth in there keeps pushing itself out every time I use it. So yeah, oh well, it is what it is. I make do. Silly little problems. What did I do with the piece of metal? So I stretched it out just a little too much, so now I'm just trying to shrink it back up. Not a big deal, but when the shrinker doesn't really work, it doesn't work the best. That's why I know you guys can't probably see the floor, but I have 2x4s underneath there because the pedal goes down to the floor before it starts to do anything. Ooh, wrong way. No, that was not the wrong way, that was the right way. I wasn't doing anything crazy over there. It's just so like I was looking down the side, and it's supposed to be straight, and my piece from stretching it, it was starting to get a curve in it. So I threw it on the stretcher the opposite way. I pinched this lip, and then it made my panel all. So I just went over to my barn find anvil, and just hammered it back straight. So like that. I'm just checking and rechecking, and I think we're good. I think I can mark the back side over here where this cut is, and we can get that cut. Alright. I think that's it. Okay, I'm gonna get this piece tacked in, and then I think I'm gonna call it a night. It's getting late. We're pushing 11 o'clock at night, and my tummy's starting to grumble. I need to eat. Okay, so we got that piece tacked in. That looks good, nice and straight, compared to this piece, which was poo-poo. You can see looking down the side, it's nice and straight. So I'm happy with that. Now making this top piece, that's going to be this is going to be a fun piece to make. On the other side, like I said, the other side of my patch was only like this big, and it was right here. It was before this curve. So all I had to do was make this curve on the other side. So now we're gonna have to make this curve and then compound curve it this way as well. So it'll be a little interesting on how we're gonna make that piece. Yeah, there's a lot to it. It's possible this top piece may get made in a couple of pieces. You know, we'll see. I have a feeling that it's gonna probably end up being made with in the burnishing hammer. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Little sandbag work with some burnishing, maybe some English wheel. We'll see. It'll be a fun piece to make. If I can make it in one piece, I will. But it may have to be like, I may have to split it in half. You know, we'll see. I don't make a whole lot of pieces that have that odd curve to it. Not that it can't, and not that I don't have the tools to do it. It's just I haven't made a lot of them. So can I make it right? That's the question. If I can, I will. If not, we'll just do it in two pieces. It's not that big of a deal. Anything that I do to this is better than what they did. So, but anyways, I'm out. It's dinner time for me. Shower, dinner. I'm out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you tomorrow.